Today I'm gonna teach you how to equip your prot warrior so you stop looking like this. Look at this guy. What's wrong with you? This is not me, okay? It looks just like my character, but it's not me. I totally do not dress like this every day when nobody's watching. So let's go to the gear planner and let's talk about the upgrades, because there has been a change. I think it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I don't even remember. They changed the set bonuses and that changed the entire vesting slot list. So I guess slacking off and taking a while to make the list was a good idea. Essentially, I'm gonna show you the change right now. They changed the 4-piece bonus of the DPS set of tier 2. And this is gonna be a pain in the butt, you hear me? It used to be 10% more damage to Whirlwind and they changed it to 10% more damage on Heroic Strike. 10% more damage on one of your highest threat abilities in your logs. You gotta have it. It is too good to pass up. So basically the whole build is kinda screwed and we're gonna have to work our way into fixing it. Because of course your 4-piece on the tanking set is 30% attack speed. You can't skip that one either. Actually, it kind of has like a really nice synergy, like 30% attack speed for more heroic strikes, and heroic strike does 10% more damage. You see how this goes, right? Besides, the 6-piece is absolutely useless, so this is good news. Of course, that's gonna complicate things because that means no onslaught belt and that means no Lionheart. You gotta have all the pieces of the tier. So we're gonna work our way into getting something that makes sense here. Now, taking a look at the set right here, all the items, I think I came up with a way to mismatch them both without going over the hit cap. This is not ideal, of course, because we're sacrificing a bunch of mitigation. We should still be fine, but we don't want to sacrifice too much stamina, so I'm going for the high stamina pieces of the DPS set and the high stamina pieces of the rat set, or the tanking set, and I think I came up with a pretty good combination here. First of all, we're gonna take the tanking helmet. It has a lot of stamina. We gotta go for the helmet. It has a decent amount of defense too. It is a really good piece. We are also gonna go for the tanking chest because it is one of the only pieces with hit that makes sense to get, basically. The DPS set is also really decent. The chest for this, it has the same amount of stamina and everything, but this one has hit on it and we're gonna run 1% short on hit if we don't get this one. I am gonna talk about rings and what thing you can do to mismatch differently. It's not the end of the world if you do it, but we gotta get this one for the hit. We are also gonna take the belt. Remember, there is no spot for onslaught anymore. That's a shame, because you see down here 1% hit once again. And we are also going to take the tanking pants. The reason for this, once again, that fat 20 defense is a lot of attack power and 1% hit. It's all gonna work out when I show you the finished gear, okay? Just bear with me a little bit. Then, of course, the other pieces are gonna be the DPS set. That's gonna be the shoulders. And this one is a huge nerf because there is amazing shoulders in blackwing lair and we cannot use them. But it's fine, we're gonna take the DPS ones. We are gonna take the DPS bracers too, and the gloves, and the DPS boots. As you can see here, we achieved the 4 set of the DPS set and we achieved the 4 set of the tanking set. It's freaking perfect. And if you would look at that, we get exactly 6% hit. And that's important because there is a lot of new rings and trinkets in BWL and everything is gonna change. So we gotta get the hit from the armor now. The necklace is gonna come straight out of Solgorov. That's gonna be the Rage or something. What is it? Oh, there is Rage of Mugamba. It reduces the rage cost of your shield slam by 5, which is okay, I guess. But the big one is 24 block value, so that means 40 more damage on your shield slam. That's better than the attack power scaling you can get, of course. And 5 defense is still more attack power. It is really strong, but there's also one in blackwing lair. This one right here, the Master Dragon Slayer Medallion. It is 9 defense, 12 agility, and 24 stamina. I don't know why it keeps blinking, but if you wanna go for this one, it is almost as good. Of course, I am probably gonna end up with the Solgorov one because it is easier to get. I mean, I am gonna be the only tank in Solgorov, the only warrior tank, so that means I get it by default, basically, right? Very well. For the cloak, we are going to get the Cloak of Draconic Might. 18 strength, 18 agility is just a really good cloak. You can also get the Elementium Threaded Cloak if you want more mitigation. It is not a terrible idea, but we're gonna go for the Cloak of Draconic Might. We wanna boom boom. For the rings, we want to take the Overlord Crimson Band because it has a defense, it has block value, which for us is actually pretty good. An 8 strength and 8 agility is a really good ring. It has a little bit of every stat. And you could take the Onyx Band right here. It is 2% chance to block, which is not very good for us. It doesn't do much. But 9 defense and 8 defense from the 2 set. That is 17 defense, which times 4 is 17 times 4, I forget, guys, okay? 68 attack power, but I will personally not be going for it. I will go for the Circle of Applied Force because it is 13 strength, 22 agility, and 9 stamina, so this is well over 1% crit, and we are also getting 26 attack power and more stamina, so it is overall a better ring. You can go for the Onyx Band, it is almost as good. Like, there is a lot of choices in this tier that you're looking like a 4-stat difference between each other, okay? So that's actually good. That's actually good because unless you're like an OCD completionist, you are going to get more opportunities to get your gear. I think that's great. Now the trinket, of course, is gonna be first of all the Diamond Flask. If you're in a short fight, okay, if you're in a good guild, if the thing is on farm, 75 strength for 1 minute is the way to go. If the fight is not going to last a minute, if it's gonna last a long time, if your raid is not very well organized, something like that, you can skip the Diamond Flask. That's probably me, by the way. I'm gonna raid with my chat, so God help my soul. And in that case, I'm gonna go for the good old reliable Hand of Justice. The Hand of Justice, that's pretty much all I want here. 2% win fury, 28 attack power. If you're in a good guild, get Diamond Flask or you're gonna get G-kicked. I am not in a good guild. Once again, that's the reason for my reasoning. The other trinket, it can be the Diamond Flask once again. Nothing wrong with that trinket, but if you are not a tryhard, you can go for the Scarab. It's gonna make you a lot tankier. And once again, 24 block value is nothing to sneeze at, okay? 24 block value is double damage, and that double damage turns into double threat on Shield Slam. So block value is a really good stat for threat. People like flaming me for saying it. It's still good, okay? And of course, 13 defense. 52 attack power, that's nothing to sneeze at either, is pretty decent. Now for the weapon, there is actually something really interesting here. Of course, this is not going to be the mathematically best, but this is the one I'm gonna be going for, and this is the hand cannon here. 14 agility, 7 stamina, and look at this. You charge up the hand cannon for 2.5 seconds, and you do damage in an area, okay? This is the rocket for pulling from TBC. You remember that engineering rocket that all the warriors had to use in TBC to pull mobs at range? This is essentially the same thing, okay? We got like a really good pulling tool. 14 agility, 7 stamina, also very good stats. The javelin from Onyxia should still be a little bit more threat for you. A tiny amount, but this one is gonna make you tankier anyway, and it's gonna make your pulling easier. I think this is easily a tanking weapon. Besides that startup threat, you know, when you wanna start the pull, it is gonna help you get like a more stable, fat start to your pull. That's also threat, right? So I'm gonna go for the hand cannon, if anything for the memes. If you are not a memer, you can go for the javelin. I am a memer, you know me. And finally, of course, the weapons are very easy to figure out too. The shield is gonna be the new shield that warriors get, and that's Suzerain, the defender of the dragonflights. It works as an Onyxia cloak, so that's something less you gotta wear for Nefarian under Fire mode. It reduces the spell damage you take by 50%, and it also has 21 stamina, it has more block value, it has more armor. It is just the best shield in the game. It looks super lame, okay, fine. It looks super lame, Spyro the Dragon, haha, but you gotta have it. And finally, for the main hand, of course, we're gonna go for the Wind Striker. I'm kidding, of course, we're gonna go for Thunder Fury. What the hell are you thinking about? Look at this thing. This is the best tanking weapon in the game forever. You gotta get your Thunder Fury. The proc does a quadrillion threat, it is AoE, it reduces the attack speed of the boss, it has fire res, it has nature res, and it does an absurd amount of damage, and now it is also very fast. So that's a huge buff for the warrior tank. Faster weapons mean more heroic strike, means more pumping. Of course, not everybody is gonna get their Thunder Fury. I didn't get my bindings yet. I am that unlucky. And if that's the case, you're gonna get Maladat. I know it's ugly, I know it's not like a famous weapon, and the hit will go to waste, but it is still the best fast weapon you can get if you cannot get Thunder Fury. You should keep running Molten Core until you get Thunder Fury. Of course, Thunder Fury is presumably going to last you the whole expansion, so you gotta go for Thunder Fury. So we're gonna leave it there, but in the meanwhile, Maladat is still a decent weapon. And this right here would be my personal best in slot. You can change the necklace, you can change the trinkets, you can change the gun too, but if I were you, if I were targeting to get best in slot, I mean, why if I were you, I am gonna target for these items, I am a tank. This is what I will go for. I don't know, what would you change? I would like to know that if you got some opinion on like a different choice. Maybe you can figure out a better way to mismatch the two different 4 pieces. I don't think you will, but if you can figure that out, I will pin it, okay? If you can figure out a better way to combine them, I will pin it. I would love to hear your reasoning for it. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.